Yeah, how's it going, guys? I'm busy. I got the family, so let's just jump right into it. We got our first set of teasers to go through for Wizard101. It happened on the developer live stream, which is completely different than a KI live. I know people were asking me, is there a free code? Like, no, it was just a regular developer stream. Everybody seemed really chilled, and it was actually quite nice. It was a really nice stream. It seemed like everybody was really laid back and comfortable as to opposed to some of the KI lives from previous entries where everybody's just standing still and awkward silence. But no, it was great. Here is your first teaser. A roll of fate has brought us together. And then it shows the game dice emoji, which is pretty interesting. So here's what it looks like close up. And I gotta say, I am really excited. It's giving a very life type of vibe to it. And as you know, it's a raven. So, maybe we might be going back to Grizzleheim or something like that. So, yeah, beautiful design. I believe that's from Adam Roche. But all the artists are amazing. Mia as well. They're all great people. So make sure to check out some of their works because this is awesome. This is really cool. And now we actually have our second teaser, and this is basically the last teaser they showed on the developer live stream, and it shows this dude holding, I believe, like a ukulele, or I believe like, I don't know what they call it, a lute. Is that what it's called? A lute? I don't know. Fancy seeing you here, and then it shows the music emojis, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Now, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching this stream with like my brain turned off. I was just waiting for the teasers. I was like, oh, okay, like I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for something cool to happen. And then I thought to myself, and then I'm like, I'm still thinking. Like, literally, none of the stuff ever, like, pops in my head. And that's the cool thing about their teasers. They're very subtle teasers that you have to really think about and be like, oh, that's what it's going to be. Isaiah Hexwriter says that the druid and the bard. This is so exciting. I'm looking forward to this D&D inspired gauntlet, especially after the library gauntlet being so cool. Which then it clicked to me. And then I'm like, oh wow, I totally didn't know that. Because in 2023, I played a game called Baldur's Gate 3, which is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend you guys play that game. It actually won Game of the Year in 2023 as well. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous game. Played that. I think I put like 200 hours in it. It was just amazing. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a second. This does look like a druid type of character. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh yes, this does look like a bard. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a second. During the live stream, they were also doing the dice roll cantrip a lot. Which, if you guys don't know, cantrips came out a while back. I believe in like, I don't want to give a year, but it came out a while back. A lot of people don't really know much about cantrips, but I'll show you a demonstration. They're really cool, honestly. They are really cool things, but you can do a lot with cantrips. You can do sigil support cantrips, and you can just do some radiance cantrips. But one in particular that always came to mind was the roll dice cantrip. And then you'll cast it. It will take energy, of course. I wish it took mana, but it will take your energy, and then it will roll this little virtual dice. As you can see, it landed on a 3, and then poof, there he goes, And we always wondered, like, okay, well, what is the dice cantrip used for, This might potentially be a dungeon, or gauntlet, housing gauntlet, specifically, where we might finally use the dice roll cantrip, or at least have a mechanic similar to that of a D&D session. And if you guys know, some of the Wizard101 devs, they love D&D. Personally, for me, I don't know much about D&D until I played Baldur's Gate 3. And then I learned how it kind of works. Like, you roll the dice and all that stuff. It's usually like a 20-sided dice or something like that. Like I said, go play Baldur's Gate 3. But also, coming in from Andrew, by the way, that's HJJ. Make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm sure he's definitely going to do a video talking about this. Andrew mentions that, wait, they were also doing the dice roll cantrip. This is definitely a Dungeons and Dragons inspired thing. And then Isaiah also mentions that yes, in the KI Live, Falmea also had the dice earrings. It's RPG based, which is really cool. Andrew says that this is so exciting. Can't wait until we have to fight the D20 boss. Imagine it cheats with the dice rolls, a nat 1, and you cast the spell on yourself, question mark? Yeah. Yeah, I like really interested to see how they'll design this, since the library gauntlet was very different and unique to any gauntlets we've had before. So hopefully they're gonna spice it up even more. Natalie also mentions that toss a coin to your Witcher, and Isaiah responds with a cute little gift from SpongeBob from one of their D&D episodes, or at least D&D inspired episodes. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that this definitely could be D&D based. And with that being said, that's definitely awesome. Still not going to buy the gauntlet, though. I'm still saving up my money. I'll probably play from, like, one of my friends' houses or whatever, or ask somebody in the Discord server, like, hey, you want to do a couple runs or whatever. But this is really, really exciting. And I think a lot of people should be interested, because usually they put in a lot of work and effort into some of these, like, gauntlets, these housing gauntlets. And yeah, what Isaiah said about the library gauntlet, it was very unique for its taste. I actually love the library gauntlet. I thought it was really good, especially the secret boss that, of course, you can only do if you have, like, a full group of players, and then you cast the cantrips on the thing. That was really cool. But I'm hoping that this introduces a little bit more about cantrips and dice rolling and stuff like that. I think it will be fun. But that is also a drawback, though. That is definitely a big drawback. If this is going to be a cantrip heavy type of, like, gauntlet, or if it's going to use cantrips, I feel like a lot of people are still kind of lost about what cantrips are, and a lot of people still haven't really done it. I mean, you can use them in raids, which they help a lot in raids, but you can also use them in other content. I use them all the time in stuff like Darkmoor, or maybe I'm in a certain boss and I'll cast them, and I always get the same text that happens every time. Everybody always asks, like, whoa, what was that awesome spell? And I'm just like, yeah, that's what a cantrip is. They'll be like, whoa, what's a cantrip? And I'm like, yeah, you can get them from Abner Cadoodle. And then they're like, whoa, what's raids? What's a guild? And I'm just like, yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed in the game, but cantrips can be very fun. The only main caveat that I've always had about cantrips, is that it does take energy. So if you're someone that uses your energy resources for stuff like fishing, or training up pets, or taking care of your garden, then you'll definitely have to kind of manage that a little bit. You don't have to use any of the higher rank cantrips at all. You can use some of the little ones, but the rank 7s were usually going to cost like a lot. Like, I'm showing you some of the rank 7s right now. Takes up to like 32 energy, 40 energy, another 40 energy. The Radiance cantrips, right, which are definitely good for raid, those cost up to like 60 energy. So yeah, notable, the Aztec raid would take a lot of that energy, so make sure you have some energy elixirs. But yeah, cantrips are very fun. I definitely highly recommend you talk to Abner Cadoodle in Unicorn Way, and he will get you started on your first cantrip chest, or, cantrip quest. There are cantrip chests that you can open up that do give you some spellments, which is also a nice thing to have as well. Another thing is that it's going to take you to Wisteria, and unfortunately Wisteria is a premium area, so if you don't have access to Wisteria, unfortunately you won't be able to actually proceed in your cantrip training, right? But at the moment, it's up to rank 9. As you know, I'm already rank 9, and that's it. They haven't made any rank 9 cantrips. So maybe, perhaps, with this gauntlet, maybe we can get a rank 9 cantrip as a reward. Who knows? I don't know. But it would be cool to see how this gauntlet works. I think it will be great. I think everybody should check it out, because, as always, it's always content that you can check out for yourself. And we also got that boss rematches as well, which would also be very, very fun. Cannot wait to check that out as well. Spring update seems like it's good. I think this will be better spring update than the previous spring update, because in the previous spring update, we had the Portal of Peril, or you could say the Portal of Problems, and that was like a whole thing throughout the entire year. Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore, but I think this would be a nice, laid-back, chill spring update. I can't wait to read the patch notes. So, if there are any devs watching, good job out there. I'm excited to test out your little gauntlet. And yeah, until then, I will see you guys later. Peace out.